Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 14th. Now, you have an interesting little reading here. Definitely some new things coming in. You have the Five of Clubs coming in, which what I'm getting off of this card is that some of you could be completely changing your life. Could be, changing even, it could be almost anything, is what I'm getting. Is that it could be like you changing the way you look, changing the way you act, changing what you do. It's a big change card. And you have a couple other cards here that represent change. So, I mean, this card can even represent any other change in your life, like moving, and even change of friends. Clubs represent so many things. That's what I always try to tell people, is that clubs can represent anything in your life. So it could be a change anywhere in like any part of your life. Like I said, even a change in friends, a change of just other people in your life. It could be a change in beliefs that you have, I think, is coming up for a lot of you. So a lot of you could be changing a lot of those things. It seems to be a really strong focus for you this week as well. You have a couple other cards here that really represent to me this change. And it's interesting because you have this Seven of Spades, which is normally internal fears that don't exist. That's how I normally read this card. However, what I am getting from the card, again, is more about this change, and kind of like you actually have already overcome some of these fears, and you already have become like a little bit stronger, maybe even just recently over the past few weeks. The past 2 weeks I think have been very confusing for a lot of people. Just from that's nothing like psychic or intuitive that I'm picking up. I just think, I talked to a lot of people since I've been doing this, and a lot of people I think have been experiencing this confusing energy. But it's almost like that confusing energy has led a lot of people to a certain place. I think that's what the the Seven of Spades here is coming in and saying. It's like kind of like you figured out some changes over the past couple weeks that you need to make, and so it's kind of leaving those fears behind. I don't think this card is coming in this week saying that you have fears. Actually, I think that you're actually probably pretty strong this week, but I think, again, I think it's all about letting go of some of those fears, and I think you've already done it and learned how to control them. Same with this. You got another seven, the Seven of Diamonds, which is normally fear about money. But again, I think maybe some of you, while money might not be perfect for you, I think it's definitely better than the past years, probably. But it might not be perfect. I think now you're kind of like starting to see exactly where you can go, exactly what you can do to make some things happen financially in your life. And if you haven't yet, I think there could be a couple things going on. If you haven't figured it out, definitely like watch your other signs, watch your ascendant moon to find ideas about how you could kind of clarify some money issues in your life if you haven't figured it out, or if you don't know where you're going. The other thing that you can do is just wait a little bit. I think as we move through the end of the year here, I think things are going to clear up a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more for people. And then you have the two sevens, you have a nine, you have a five, all unbalanced. So I would say, again, if none of those things work and you still can't figure out what you need to be doing to make your life kind of more stable and more fluid, you definitely would need to kind of, what you want to do is strengthen these cards. So like I said, you have all odd numbered cards. I'm going to do a whole video on this at some point in the very near future, about these odd numbered cards and what I mean by strengthening those positions. But basically, you want to look at places in your life that are weak, and make them stronger. A lot of things, like especially if you are struggling financially with these cards, and you're trying to stabilize your life, one thing that you can definitely do is education. And a lot of you might have already been doing that, and that does not mean necessarily going to school. That can mean things like looking for education opportunities at your current place of business. A lot of places offer in on the job training, is what I'm trying to say, and things like that, or even just learning another skill online. There's plenty of resources. YouTube is an amazing resource to learn another skill, even for free. So maybe like education and strengthening your position is what it's really all about this week. But you end with the Nine of Diamonds. Really great card, a card of success, card of good things coming into you. I mean, it's definitely a great card. It definitely is business success and all this other stuff. Like I said, it's still an odd numbered card. However, the Nine of Diamonds is considered a very positive card. And it really does say, though, that you are like almost there. You're not like 100% to where you need to be, but it's like you're so close. I think a lot of you can kind of feel like that razor's edge where you're just like almost about ready to like tip over into being where you want to be. So a lot of you are really close, and just know that that's coming. So that's your week. It looks like a great week. So enjoy it.